Hi, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Solfa. So if it seems like I'm looking off in a funny direction, it's because I'm trying to read. So I make sure I get all of this straight. Solfa is meant to be used for singing music at sight, which is also called sight singing. You may have heard about that. It is very different than learning how to sight read with an instrument. Most instruments are taught with an absolute pitch, meaning that you can put your fingers in a certain position. I have a recorder right here. So if you put your fingers in over certain holes and you blow and you move them, you play certain notes. But it's not like that with the voice. Singing is completely different. And unless someone develops perfect pitch, which is a very rare talent, few people can look at a piece of music and sing the exact pitches. With singing, it's all relative, and so one must learn the relationships between the notes and develop an ear for the patterns of the sounds in the mind and in the ear. And so Solfa is a wonderful system for doing that. Kodai and the Kerwins and others studied to learn how children develop an ear for singing, and Kodai especially advocated using folk songs. He taught Solfa in a certain order, beginning with the sounds that are the most natural for a child, and adding new ones as each one was mastered. The most natural sound for a child is so me, and fascinatingly enough, it is the very interval that most children use in taunting one another with nanny nanny boo boo. And almost every culture has a nanny nanny boo boo chant, just with different words, and they always use the so me interval, which I think is fascinating. So me is rarely seen without a la thrown in. So we will start out practicing so me and learning the corresponding hand signs, but la is the very next one that we will learn, and we will probably put it in pretty quickly, and it will make for more natural sounding songs for us. We aren't going to learn in the typical Sound of Music style. Rather, we are going to first focus on singing and listening for these pitches that are the most natural for children, and we will start putting them on the staff later. In fact, I only work orally with the youngest children, and when children begin successfully learning how to read words, then their minds are ready to begin to grasp reading music. And once a set of intervals is mastered, we'll move on to the next. And please spend as long as you need on these intervals. Don't feel like you have to keep up. There really isn't a rush. This is a skill that they will learn over years, not weeks or months. After we have mastered so, me, and la, the next sound we will add is do, followed by re. And once you have do, re, mi, so, la, you have what's called the pentatonic. And honestly, that will keep you busy for a very long while. And when I was teaching in public school, I would work on just that for kindergarten through third grade. And once a child has a strong grasp of the pentatonic scale, throwing in a fa and a ti will not be difficult for them. And beyond that, they can begin to understand variations like minor keys and accidentals. One thing I especially want to emphasize is that children have soprano voices. And sometimes it's a little uncomfortable for an adult to sing in a child's range. But if possible, I want to urge you to try to stay within the middle C to the C on the staff range. And I drew a little staff here, if I can, there we go. So we have this line below the staff is middle C, which is the very middle C of the piano, and then up to the C on the staff. We want to stay within there as much as possible for children to have the best ability to match pitch with you. I might frequently use a recorder. I just think it's extremely convenient to just carry one of these around. And so if you need a C for the recorder, it's just second finger covering the hole and then covering the back hole. You get a nice C. Alrighty. Where was I? So yes, we want to try to sing in soprano voices even if that's not comfortable for you. You can listen to them speak and try to match their speaking voice. And it might mean you, as a woman, especially if you have an alto or contralto voice, you might feel like you're really having to sing in kind of a falsetto. And that's okay. Just try it as much as you can. Lighten your voice, get up high, and I might have some exercises where we can work on doing that together. So this is important because if you sing too low, the children simply won't be able to match your pitch, and this can really hinder their progress. So as much as you can, get up into their soprano range, especially if you have some skills. Like I was trained to sing opera, but I don't sing that way with children. They need to have just a nice smooth tone, a nice even tone to be able to match in a soprano range. So I don't want to stress you out with that, but try to do your best so that they will be able to comfortably sing along with you. Okay, and so I'll be getting to some more exercises soon, and look forward to talking to you then.